This is how it was passed.
एन.के. प्रेमचंदन, के.सी. वेणुगोपाल,
12 करोड़ लोग, 12 freaking crore people are going to be affected by this. And this is the respect that is being shown to them. This. Hello, welcome to this video where I'm going to give you a brief idea about what is going on in this country. Today in parliament, they passed a new law called G Ram G, which is supposed to replace the Manrega, which is the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. And honestly, it destroyed it. The Modi government has destroyed that scheme completely. This is what this video is about. Other than the name change, of course, I'm going to talk about the name change in the end because I don't think it's that important. And enough people have spoken about it. How they have changed the name from Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act to what is it called now? Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin Bill. My nerd friends here, my team has made like a wonderful document for us. This is what it is called now, the Viksit Bharat. VBG Ram G Bill. Now it's going to be an act. Currently, as we speak, I think they're debating it in Rajya Sabha also. This bill was brought in at the last moment. First, let me tell you that. 2 days ago, no, 15th is the day when they said ki, oh, they are going to bring this bill in. 2 days ago is when they actually introduced it and then they circulated it to the MPs. Yesterday, there was a giant debate that they did which lasted till 1 in the night. Today, very, very abruptly, they did a voice vote on it and they passed it. Here is how they passed the Narega bill today.
एन.के. प्रेमचंदन, के.सी. वेणुगोपाल, डी.एम. काथिर आनंद, विशाल पाटिल, अरुण नेहरू, डॉक्टर के. काव्या, सुश्री ज्योतिमणि, बेनी बैनन, शशिकांत सेंथिल, आईबी डन, अब्दुल रशीद शेख, इकरा चौधरी, इन सभी मान्य सदस्यों ने विभिन्न खंडों पर अपने अपने संशोधन दिए हैं। अगर वे प्रस्तुत करना चाहते हैं तो अपनी सीट पर चला जाए, अन्यथा मैं सभी खंडों को एक साथ ले रहा हूँ।
So what is happening here is that the agriculture minister Shivraj Chauhan, he's finished speaking and responding to the entire debate. Then the bill is being taken up for consideration and Om Birla, what he's reading out are the names of people who have suggested amendments to the bill. Now all those list of names are people who have suggested amendments. Every amendment has to be taken up one by one and separate voting has to be done. And then everybody has to say I, no or division, which means that someone can say division and there will be button based voting that will be initiated. But in this case, the way they are bulldozing it is sabka naam le liya and he casually said, oh, if you want to move this, move, go to your chair, and then didn't even stop and continued to bulldoze it. Look at this. Voice vote.
अब सभा विधेयक पर खंडवार विचार करेगी। प्रश्न ये कि खंड 2 से 37 विधेयकांग बने जो सदस्य के पक्ष में हाँ गए, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना गए, मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में।
Doesn't even wait to hear the no's. Doesn't even wait to hear the no's. There were people who you can hear who are screaming division, division, but he doesn't care.
हाँ वालों के पक्ष में खंड 2 से 37
Bulldozing, proper.
प्रश्न ये कि पहली और दूसरी अनुसूची विधेयकांग बने जो सदस्य के पक्ष में हाँ गए, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना गए, मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में अनुसूचित पहली और दूसरी विधेयकांग बनी। प्रश्न ये कि खंड 1 अधिनियम शुद्ध उद्देशिका और विधेयक का पूरा नाम विधेयकांग बने जो सदस्य के पक्ष में हाँ गए, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना गए, मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में।
Look at this shit. Just look at this shit.
विधेयक का पूरा नाम बने। मंत्री जी प्रस्ताव करें कि विधेयक को पारित किया जाए। माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं प्रस्ताव।
It's done. It's done. Like that was the entirety of the passing procedure. Usually it takes you so long to do this because members have suggested amendments to the bill. Then they also like raise their points. They talk about why they have suggested the amendment. The government responds to it. And then they are like, okay, should we agree with this amendment or not? No, yes, or division. And then it goes on slowly. Literally took a minute to pass this.
आशा करता हूं कि इस विधेयक को सभा द्वारा पारित किया जाए।
प्रश्न है कि विधेयक को पारित किया जाए।
1 minute.
मांगे जो सदस्य विरोध में मांगे मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में
And then?
स्वीकृत हुआ, विधेयक पारित हुआ। सभा की कार्रवाई कल शुक्रवार दिनांक 19 दिसंबर 2025 को प्राप्त 11 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
Look at the time here. Look at the time. What is the time here? 1 p.m. 1 p.m. is when this happened. 1/7, and they adjourned it till tomorrow. You know why? Because right after this, air pollution was listed. Air pollution in Delhi was listed right after this. He didn't even let the house run after that. He's just like adjourned till tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day in parliament. I doubt they will let it run. I think he will just come. He will say adjourn, and then he won't discuss air pollution. I hope they do, but I doubt it. I honestly doubt they are sincere about anything anymore. Parliament is a joke, as you can see. To further elaborate on how this is a joke, let's go back 20 years. This is 2005, 23rd August 2005. This was when the Manrega Act was passed. Now watch this.
मैं महोदय प्रार्थना करता हूं कि इस विधेयक का यथा संशोधित विधेयक को पारित किया जाए।
The question is,
इनसे क्योंकि इन्होंने शुरू में कहा था कि अर्बन पुअर के लिए भी हमारी कमिटमेंट है, उसमें लिखा मैनिफेस्टो में, तो ये क्या उसका बिल लाने की एश्योर करते?
तो बोला है। The question is that the bill as amended be passed. Just a minute. The question is that the bill as amended be passed. Those in favor may say aye. Aye. Those against may say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted and the bill as amended is passed. Now, item number 13 says Shuni.
This was how calmly it was passed before. Complete unanimity. And as you can see from this is...
I think the noes have it. The noes have it. The amendment is negative.
Look at this. This is how amendments are passed one by one.
Amendment number 73, are you moving?
Sir, actually, the Honorable Minister has... No, sir, I just want a clarification from the Honorable Minister.
Look at this.
That whether I just moved an amendment that it should be not only one person from a family, then anybody from the family, it should be allowed. So if he has accepted it, then I am just...
Already accepted.
The amendment earlier also, and they didn't accept it. He said out of the 100 days, if there are 5 brothers, they can only...
Look at who all there are. Lal Krishna Advani, you can see. Who else can you spot? Chat, can you spot anyone else? Is this Kiren Rijiju? I don't know. Maybe. But bunch of people. Was Kiren Rijiju there in 2005? Not
for
sure.
20 days. We say anyone, whosoever comes
No,
there,
I don't
offers
think he was
himself
there.
self-targeting.
Let him decide.
It's
Are
a
you
universal.
pressing
Yes, he
it?
is moving.
Are you pressing that amendment?
No, sir, I just want to know from the Honorable Minister that whether you are
Yogi Adityanath.
agreeing that it should be not given not to one person, but from so many persons, anybody who wants from the family, and more than 100 days.
More than 100 days.
Are you willing?
महोदय एक हाउस
Look at this.
100 दिन तक है, 2 सदस्य 3 सदस्य मिलकर जितना करे 100 दिनों तक उनको गारंटी है।
Then I
सब
pressing-
मिल के होगा।
Then I pressing for my amendment.
Okay. The question is that
Look at this. This is how parliament is supposed to function. This is how bill passing works, where every member gets to amend the bill, suggest an amendment. The minister has to respond as to why they will or will not accept that amendment. Then the speaker has to pass it, as opposed to what we saw here. This is not how a bill has to be passed. That's why I wanted to play that clip, which is from 20 years ago. Now let's get to the actual bill.
The Government of India had passed the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act in September 2005. The mandate of MNREGA is to provide at least 100 days of guaranteed employment in a financial year to every rural household whose adult members volunteer to do unskilled manual work at the statutory minimum wage. The Ministry of Rural Development or MRD monitors the implementation of the scheme in association with state governments. This act was introduced with an aim of improving the purchasing power of the people living in rural areas.
The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act was passed in 2005, and it guaranteed 100 days of unskilled labor per person, especially in rural areas, right? And if they don't get work within 15 days, then they get an unemployment allowance. That were the two main provisions of this act, right? What that means is that unskilled labor who are not getting jobs or work anywhere else get a minimum guarantee of 100 days of work from the government. Minimum guarantee. What that means is there was a floor. So if you don't have any job, if you don't have any source of income, then the government will give you some job. Now, what were these jobs? Gram panchayats and local bodies would create work orders. For example, farmers need irrigation to be done. So there will be like tiny wells that will be dug or ponds that will be created, artificial ponds that will be created. There would be school buildings that need to be repaired. There needs to be PM Awas Yojana houses that need to be built. There would be road construction that would happen. All of these things, the local body, the Gram Panchayat, would create work orders for. And then under those work orders, people will get jobs under MNREGA, right? NREGA, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Now, the wages that they get is decided by the center primarily, but what state governments do is they add a little bit on top, some of the states, and then a minimum number of wages ensured. Now, what that does is, again, it creates a floor. It creates a floor, which means that at least utna wage milega. No matter where you do labor, unskilled labor, that is the minimum that will be guaranteed by the government, which means every other person who has to hire this person will have to give more than that. So that is another advantage of this scheme. Now, what happened is that this scheme sort of became an indicator of rural distress over time. What that means is that during COVID, for example, a lot of migrant workers were losing their jobs, they were going to their villages, etc. And what saved them was MNREGA. So whenever they went to a village, the government was guaranteeing them work. So that is why this became a safety net during times of crisis. And also, it is also a sign of rural distress, if you know what I mean. MNREGA was always supposed to be a last resort. If you're not getting any other job, then you come here, then you get the job. Which means that a lot of women actually took advantage of this big time. I would highly recommend you read this one report in India Spend. It was published in August 2022. It says the last and often and only resort for Indian women. And I cannot emphasize enough how MNREGA was single-handedly responsible for getting more women into the workforce in India. For instance, just look at this. A study conducted across 10 districts in Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh in 2011 found that only 30% of women recalled earning a cash income from a source other than MGNREGA. So 70% women earn money from MGNREGA primarily. Okay. In the 3 months preceding the survey, of the total women, 50% said that in the absence of MGNREGA, they would have worked at home or would have remained unemployed. So again, I cannot stress this enough, how much this scheme has been responsible for getting women in the workforce and giving them financial freedom. MGNREGA has a 33% mandatory participation rate for women, but women participation has consistently exceeded this, averaging 50% plus every year. 50% plus. So right now, I think the last year's figure was somewhere around 54%. Repeating again, very, very important for women and also people from the DBA community. SC, ST, Dalit, Adivasi, Bahujan community are the ones who take most advantage of this scheme. Okay, now just look at this clip. When Modi ji came to power, this is what he said.
क्या आप मनरेगा बंद कर देंगे या आपने मनरेगा बंद कर दिया है? मैं इतना तो जरूर विश्वास करता हूं कि आप लोग, बाकी विषयों में मेरा क्षमता के विषय में शक होगा, आपका अभिप्राय भी अलग अलग हो सकता है, भी इसमें मोदी को ज्यादा ज्ञान नहीं है, इसमें कम अनुभव है, सब होगा। लेकिन एक विषय में आपको जरूर, एक विषय में आप मानते होंगे कि मेरी राजनीतिक सूझबूझ तो है। मेरी राजनीतिक सूझबूझ कहती है कि मनरेगा कभी बंद मत करो।
Sorry, in case you didn't notice, that was sarcasm. Just saying.
मैं ऐसी गलती नहीं कर सकता हूं क्योंकि मनरेगा आपकी विफलताओं का जीता जागता स्मारक है। आजादी के 60 साल के बाद आपको लोगों को गड्ढे खोदने के लिए भेजना पड़ा। ये आपकी विफलताओं का स्मारक है और मैं गाजे बाजे के साथ इस स्मारक का ढोल पीटता रहूंगा।
In case you didn't understand, in case all the Hindi speaking people, non-Hindi speaking people didn't understand, he was saying the following. I keep hearing talk that the government is planning to scrap Manrega or already has. I know that you doubt my experience in many areas, but I am sure you will admit that I have political acumen. My political acumen tells me that Manrega should not be shut down. I will not make such a mistake because Manrega is a living monument of your failures. 60 years after independence, you still have to send people to dig holes. So I will celebrate this with pomp and splendor. I will tell the world that these holes you are digging are for your own sins. This is what Modi ji was saying in 2015. 2015, 1 year after he came to power. Now, let me show you something funny. Again, highly recommend you read this. This is a short history of Manrega, 20 years in chart. It is from The Wire. It is in August 2025 that they put it out. What you're looking at is a chart which is person days and expenditure. What person days are per person how many days are being given under the Manrega. As I said, 100 days are guaranteed according to this act, which will be given to people to work, right? So these are the number of collective person days that the government has provided and under the Manrega. Look at this. This is person days in crore. So around 150 crore person days were given in 2014 and 15. Very low. Then immediately it jumped to 225, right? Then it was stable. Look at this. 2018, 2019. I don't know if you remember what was happening during this time, because this was demonetization time. Then came GST implementation and things started going to shit. Rural distress started happening. So immediately the demand for Manrega went up. It went up above 250 crore person days. Then pandemic happened. 2020, 2021. Look at this. This is 380 crore person days. Next year again higher than 350 crore person days. Then I mean it is still higher, like you can still see 2023-24, even last year tak it is 300 crore plus person days. Now look at this. This is the expenditure. The yellow line is the expenditure. यहाँ पे expenditure कम था, but look at the increase in expenditure that is here, and then it goes down, but it is almost matching the number of person days, almost being the keyword. And this whole thing, what you're watching, became a gigantic problem for the Modi government. थोड़ा सा technical, but I think it's important to understand this before I come to how they destroyed it, because it is completely linked to this. Budgetary allocation versus release of funds is what you're looking at. We will start from 2020. This is the budget estimate. So every March, February, March is when the budget happens. What that means is that the government says, ki, okay, this year we will allocate 61,500 for Narega. So the central government will fund this scheme for 61,500 crore. In winter, they realized that actually we need a lot more than that. So the revised estimate happened to go up to 1,11,500 crore. Which means, this was COVID year, by the way, in case you didn't notice. They realized within like a few months that the number of people who are in distress and who are using Manrega as a safety net is way higher than they estimated. So it almost doubled. Okay. And this is the fund released, which is 1,11,170. Next year, 2021, they allocated 73,000 crore. Looking at, last year itna hua, so maybe we'll need to allocate even more. And they needed still more. 98,000 crore is how much they needed. So they revised it again. Then 2022, again 73,000 crore. Nope, not enough. 89,400 crore. Then came 2023-24, which is 60,000 crore. They reduced it. They reduced the budget, thinking, nahi, abhi to sab theek ho jayega. Nope. Still 86,000 crore. What this is showing is that our rural distress is crazy. Right now, at this point of time, our rural areas are not doing well. All the estimates that the government has been making to fund this scheme have gone for a toss over the last few years. Either the Modi government doesn't understand how this works, or they're extremely wrong about how badly we are doing. I think it's the latter. So every year they saw this. And then finally in 24-25, 86,000, and then they have released 85,000. So finally they probably understood ki, okay, I think people need more money, people need more work days, and Manrega needs to be utilized, and that's why they did this. Now this whole thing, which I just explained to you, is a giant problem for Modi ji. So they decided to do something radical, which is destroy this. They just want to destroy this. Okay. Backgrounder for that, this entire scheme, the guarantee came from the central government. So all the funding had to be done from the central government. The state governments had to give like minimal administrative and material costs, but most of the funding came from the central government. And it was a demand-based scheme. What that means is that the panchayats and the local bodies are the ones who create work orders. So based on, यहाँ पे रास्ता बनाना है, यहाँ पे well बनाना है, वहाँ पे irrigation project करना है, वहाँ पे school बनाना है. That is how work orders happened. They happened from the ground. State governments put it forward to the central government. Central government had to fund all of these works and pay for the labor and material. So it was a demand-based guaranteed scheme. So every time they allocated budget, it exceeded because the demand is far higher than what the government thought. Again, rural distress. I keep pointing it out because this is the last option that people have, and that is what they were doing. All right. Now, let me show you something wonderful. This is the Narega dashboard. Okay. Now, this, I mean, I can say this with full confidence, is one of the best kept schemes in a while in India. Because what you get is you get real-time data of how this scheme is being used, where at a district level, and it is real time. As I said, like if you scroll down to this, you will see performance since inception, person days created. Someone in chat asked what is person days. I will just come to that. In crore, 44,419 in crore. Okay. Total expenditure in crore, बहुत ज़्यादा. Today, this line is important. Today, कितने 77,97,983 workers are expected on 10,10,369 work sites as per eMustRoll as on 18/12/2025. Today's date is 18/12/2025. That is how real time the data is. How many people are expected in how many work sites today is what was being reported on a daily basis. Okay, first look at this. Total number of active workers in crore. 12.16 crore people have been using the scheme. Active workers. Average days of employment provided per household. As of 2025-26, we will ignore this because this currently is still going on. Look at this one. Last year, it was 50 days. उसके पहले it was 52 days. उसके पहले it was 47 days. उसके पहले it was 50 days. These are person days. What that means is how many days of work is being provided per person. This is an average that we are getting here. Average days of employment provided per household. Now, notice something. The average यहाँ पे it is showing 50 days, 52 days, 47 days. It's not 100. Remember what I told you? 100 days of guaranteed labor. But on an average, people haven't been getting that. So either they don't want it or the government is not able to give it. That can only be two explanations. And both can happen. It depends on which state you are from, what is the demand like, what is the government, like what is the central allocation like. It all depended on multiple factors. But the fact of the matter is 100 days was not used up. And this is the theme that will keep coming back later also when I explain the new bill. Average wage rate. Now this is the other important thing you should notice. Average wage rate per day per person. 267, 252, 235, 216, 218, 208, my bad. Look at this. 2021, 2022, 208, and now we are at 267. Please notice this is minimum wage. The states can add to it a little bit. So for example, Kerala, northeastern states, they add a little bit and I believe they go up over 300, sometimes 320, sometimes 330, depending on the state, right? And then look at this. Remember the chart I was showing you about how much expenditure was made? This is again 2021. This is the total expenditure, 1,06,000 crore. 1,01,000 crore, 1,05,000 crore, 1,04,000 crore. This is still ongoing and even now it has reached 62,000 crore. Again, as I said, this is a problem for Modi ji. That a lot of money is going into this scheme and it is uncontrollable by the center. So, just reviewing quickly because next I'm going to explain what changes they have made. First thing, 100 days guaranteed labor. But they don't get it because average is 50 days, as you saw. Second, it is completely centrally funded. About 10% of the expenditure is done by the states, but mostly it is a central government funded scheme. Third, it is a demand-driven scheme. When people ask for work, there is a guarantee that they will get work. Fourth, extremely important for women. This scheme is extremely important for women. It increased labor force participation of women. A lot of women got freedom. A lot of women got financial freedom, more specifically. And it is important for DBA community also. And the fifth thing is that the Modi government always estimated something, but turns out they had to spend even more than they had estimated literally every year since Modi ji said that in 2015. Now, looking at all of this, they decided, nahi karna hai. That is what the bill was. Now, let's come to the new bill. The Viksit Bharat G bill. The Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin bill. क्या जबरदस्ती नाम लगा है seriously. Okay, now look at this. Manrega, this is the current one. Universal right, guaranteed work for any rural household across the country, as I said. Now, Selective scheme. Work is only guaranteed in rural areas notified by the central government. Now, I have read the entire bill. This is the bill. You can find it on the PRS website. What I will do is with members, I will share the link of this document later. You will find a bill link and everything there. So just a reminder, please become a member because members को ऐसे फायदे मिलते हैं. They will get such amazing documents for them. Yes, members only. Anyway, continuing. So, usme, after reading this bill, there are a few things that I found strange. First is, now the Gram Panchayats will not technically be the ones who will be doing work orders. Technically. The Gram Panchayats will be presenting a plan to the central government and the central government will be approving allocation. What that means is that it is not a demand-driven scheme anymore. It is not that the Gram Panchayat is demanding this, people are demanding this, and therefore the center has to give the money. No. Now, the plan has to be submitted, that has to be centrally approved, and then an allocation will be set per state based on whatever criteria that the central government comes up with at a later date. They haven't revealed the criteria yet. There is no guarantee anymore. It is selective. Demand-driven work. Work must be provided within 15 days of demand. As I said, funding follows the demand. Now, okay, this is a very weird thing that they have done. ये clause भी दिखा देता हूँ तुमको. Because when I read it, I was like, wait, why are you, what is happening? Notwithstanding anything contained in the act or rules made thereunder and to facilitate adequate availability of agricultural labor during peak agricultural seasons, no work shall be commenced or executed under this act during such peak seasons. State government shall notify in advance a period aggregating 60 days in a financial year covering peak agricultural seasons of sowing and harvesting, during which works under this act shall not be undertaken. Now, what this means is that earlier the bill allowed you to take work any time during the year. It was demand driven, as I said. Now they are saying that every year, every state government will allocate 60 days, which will be the peak agriculture period. I'm guessing 30-30 split. Where no work can happen under this scheme. No work can happen under this scheme for 60 days in a year. No state government can implement this scheme for 60 days in a year. If you didn't understand what that means, let me explain with one chart. Look at this chart. The blue line you see is the NREGA wages. The wages under NREGA. This is from 2008 to 2022-23. Okay. Now notice how it is lower. The other lines you see, the purple line is wages, STW, which is sowing, transplanting and weeding. That is one season. And then the other, which is HTW, which is harvesting, threshing and winnowing. These are 2 seasons. Now what happens during peak seasons, agriculture seasons, which is sowing, transplanting, weeding, then harvesting, threshing, winnowing. Whenever these 2 activities are happening, the wages go up. Because what has happened is that this is a floor that has been set by NREGA, right? So now anybody who wants to hire any laborer will have to give higher than this because there is demand for labor during this time. So they cannot go under this because if they go under this, people will be like, "मैं तेरे लिए क्यों काम करूँगा? I'll just go to work in a NREGA." So that is the guarantee, the wage guarantee, at least minimum wage guarantee that every laborer got because of this scheme. And as a result, all the agricultural season, they got higher wages. What this government, this evil freaking government is doing is they are saying that during these peak periods, when the demand is more, they will remove this completely. They will remove this floor. Do you realize what that means? Workers will have zero bargaining power. So now they can say, ki, "Arey, you don't have any Manrega anymore. Where will you go?" So they will exploit them. Basically feudalism la rahe vapis. Landlord rule. Earlier they had a bargaining chip. Earlier there was a floor set. Earlier their laborers could say, ki, "Look, this is the floor. You have to give me more." And based on demand they would get more. Now For those 60 strategic days, there is no scheme. There is no floor. Now the landlords will bargain really hard because now the laborers cannot go anywhere else. There is no guarantee of work. That is what this government is doing. For 60 days, they're going to pause this scheme. And that is evil. I don't know if you see it. I see it. It's evil. Remember when I told you how the center has to bear the cost of this scheme? Yeah. Center's responsibility. Center pays 100% of unskilled wages. Approximately 90% of the total cost. The 90% comes in because there is administrative cost, which is to be borne by the states. And there is a little bit of material cost that comes. That's why 10% approximately is borne by the total, 10% is borne by the states. 90% of the total cost is borne by the center. Now, they're changing that ratio where they are saying that this will be shared on a 60-40% ratio. Which means the center will only fund 60%. 40% will be funded by the state. Now that is a big problem because states have been wrecked by GST. States have no way to collect taxes anymore. States' ka finances are already in the dumpster fire. प्लस हमारे मस्त नीतीश कुमार टाइप 10,000 रुपए बांटे जा रहे हैं महाराष्ट्र में, मध्य प्रदेश में. देयर इज लाइक कंप्लीट बजट का दिवाला पिट गया है. इज अ वेरी सिंपल वे टू पुट इट. व्हाट दे आर डूइंग is that first they will allocate a certain amount that this state can use. Then they will say, oh, but we will give you only 60% of this. 40% the state has to cover. So all the excess the state will cover. So there is a more of a financial burden on the states. And what's worse is that if you use more than that of the allocation that the center has decided, then 100% of the scheme has to be funded by the state. Understand the implications of that. What that means is this what we saw. This whole thing that we saw, the center release, etc., is going to drastically change. Now the states will have to bear the burden, not the center. Another important point, local planning. Gram Sabhas plan the works, as I said, demand driven. यहाँ पे cap कर दिया है. So now there will be a normative allocation. As I said, the criteria will be set by the center and they are going to disperse the money. Year-round work, and now there is a selective scheme. I've already said that. Another thing that they have done is they are going to decide. The central government is going to decide where this scheme will be activated. So they will decide कि oh ये district में ये काम करना है and therefore this scheme can be activated in that place. So they are also taking away the right of the state to decide where the work has to be done as well. So in a very strange way, Modi government has taken complete control over this scheme and completely destroyed it. So guarantee नहीं है. Ceiling the floor is gone. Top down control आ गया. And plus they have capped the budget, effectively killing the scheme. Yeah, that's what happened. And again, now looking at all of this, watch this again for full effect. This is how it was passed.
NK Premchandan, KC Venugopal,
12 crore log, 12 freaking crore people are going to be affected by this. And this is the respect that is being shown to them. This.
इकरा चौधरी, इन सभी मान्य सदस्यों ने विभिन्न खंडों पर अपने अपने संशोधन दिए हैं. अगर मैं
Absolutely freaking shameful.
खंडिता में सभी खंडों को एक साथ ले रहा हूं. विधेयक पर विचार करने तो प्रस्ताव स्वीकृत किया जाए.
Okay, one last thing that I wanted you to pay attention to was what this government has been doing with the existing scheme also. Now, as I said, the central government currently funds the Manrega until this was scrapped. Kerala, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and opposition ruled states have been constantly complaining that they are not getting their share of Manrega. West Bengal, for example, has lost 6,000 plus crore between April and December 2022. Center owes West Bengal 52,000 crores. And this is what Mahua Moitra had to say about it.
Approximately 2.6 crore job card holders across 1.4 crore rural households were in Bengal. Since March 2022, the union government has not released one single paisa to West Bengal.
Look at this.
As of today, the centre has outstanding Manrega dues of 52,000 crores. 52,000, 7,000 crores in unpaid wages and 45,000 crores in unpaid material and wage pending liabilities till date. We as members of the Trinamool Congress representing the people of Bengal, we have taken to the streets for our rightful dues. We've sat on dharna. Our Honorable Chief Minister has written innumerable times. We have complied with over 150 action taken reports. When we went to meet with the Honorable Minister, we as MPs were dragged by the Delhi police, dragged like animals. We were thrown vans and we were taken to a godforsaken thana on the outskirts of Delhi. This is what we got.
So, West Bengal is the biggest example of how this state, they are controlling state government budgets, or they are not giving Manrega budgets for opposition states specifically. So already the center was not disbursing money. Now, because they got annoyed, the center has completely changed the rules only now. By the way, West Bengal went to court. West Bengal first went to the Kolkata High Court, and the Kolkata High Court said, okay, please release the money. They told the center. The center went to Supreme Court and challenged that, saying, oh, we are challenging this. Supreme Court also said, okay, please release the money for West Bengal. And now the government has just changed the law. So it is still nebulous whether they will still pay West Bengal. I mean, I've spoken to 2-3 lawyers now. A bunch of them are saying that, yes, they have that obligation of releasing the money. But 2 of them actually said that maybe not, because there's a little fun clause in there which completely scraps the old scheme, and they will give the commencement date. So we don't know. Maybe they will give like an earlier date and then scrap it retroactively. I don't know. It's all legal jargon at this point. So we don't know. This government can get creative. Anyway, that is about this scheme. Now, let's come to the very important issue that you have been waiting for, which I wanted to cover in the end because it's not important. The name change. The name change. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act is now VBG Ramji. I can't even remember the name of this scheme properly. What is it called again? Sorry. Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission. G. Gramin. Sorry, there is another G after that. G Ramji bill. It is a trap. This whole thing that BJP did was to trigger you and me and everybody else, especially the Congress. So don't fall for the trap. That is all I have to say about the name, honestly. The second thing, they have been tom-tomming that, oh, now our 100 days have increased to 125 days of guarantee. As I said, it doesn't matter, because even now the average person days that are being consumed is 50. 50. They don't even reach 100. They don't even reach 75 in most cases. Current statistics say only 2% of the total people who have applied for Narega have gotten 100 working days. Only 2%. So, तुम 125 कर दो, 150 कर दो, as many as you want, doesn't matter. Plus, they have curtailed 60 days effectively annually anyway. So, 125 दिन कैसा देंगे? They can't give it. They don't have the budget. They don't have the capability. They're not doing it already. So it's basically nonsense. So yeah, those are the 2 things that you will hear the media and all these people talk about all the time. Not important. The first bit in the video, I have laid out everything that was important. And you're welcome. Thank you so much. Okay. That was the video. I hope you understood more about this bill and what is happening with Narega. It is very important that you talk about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.